Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to continue with our ascendants, and we are now on Libra Ascendant. Libra is the original seventh house of the zodiac, natural zodiac, and so it's very much about relationships, and it's ruled by Venus, planet of love, who owns the first house, and also Taurus, which is the eighth house. This is a movable sign, a cardinal sign. So as such, it means that it's quite progressive, and it's not stuck in its way, if you like, not fixed. And also, it is an air sign, so it wants to communicate and connect with others as well. It's all about connections. And obviously, you've got the scales, which means that there's a merchant. It's a sign of business as well, interacting with others through business and commerce. And I know people say law as well, but it's generally to do with both. I do sidereal zodiac. I don't do tropical Western. So you might find once you put your details in an app called like Cosmic Insight, for example, which is free. You might find that your ascendant has moved one back, one back, so you might have thought that you were like Scorpio ascendant and you didn't resonate with it, and you find out that you're actually more Libran. I know many of my friends are like that, so amazing. You just choose what you want to do in astrology. If you resonate with the tropical zodiac, go for that. If sidereal works for you, go for sidereal. I did both. I did look at both. I didn't even know there was sidereal, but sidereal zodiac resonates with me so much more. My chart in Western zodiac is brilliant, but actually in sidereal one is not great, and that is the one I resonate with most because I know I've been through those struggles. So anyway, it's up to you. You just choose what resonates with you. Okay, so Libra Ascendant, as I said, Venus rules first and eighth house. So it just means that obviously Venus ruling your first house, it means gives you some certain amount of beauty, and ruling the eighth house as well means that obviously this is as it is, Libra being the natural seventh house of the zodiac is quite sexual anyway. Eighth house is house of sex, so yeah, so it is quite a sensual, sexual sign, and it kind of wants to be around people, and also first house is you, your personality. So they are very like Venus, all those beautiful things about Venus. So they want to connect with others, whereas Taurus is more about the family, food, and that kind of your close-knit circle, home and early education. This is more about like your partner, other people really, and far distance travel too. And so you can just say that about these people. It's a sign that is constantly trying to have balance in their life, because this is why they are Libra ascendants, because this is what they didn't have in a previous life. They now want to concentrate on having balance in their life. And as such, they try to get on with other people. They don't like disharmony, because Venus is not a planet that likes disharmony. And they try to, by being diplomatic and seeing other people's view, try and resolve things. And the eighth house being Taurus, obviously it just means that they can actually cause their own accidents, their own downfalls, and also it just means that their life can be quite transformational, and that could be for better or for worse. It really depends. So through all of those things, all changes and transformation, all the eighth house things, they just develop themselves. And also eighth house is all to do with the occult, deep research, things like that. These are the things that they are interested in as well. They are very much to do with the Venus things that they want to be involved in. It's house of sex, house of taxes, inheritance, things like that. And house of divorce as well. So yeah, want to bear that in mind as well. Obviously, with everything, you need to just see the condition of Venus as well, and the placement, what house it goes into, and the aspects and conjunctions that it has. All of that changes the flavour a little bit, if you like. Mars is their second house ruler and seventh house ruler. So, house of resources, immediate family, and self-value, and house of partner. So their family resources and everything is Scorpio. So Scorpio is a little bit secretive. So they could have secretive ways of earning money, or there could be family secrets, or you could just say that they're really sort of like quite sort of obsessive about their family. They want to keep their family a little bit sort of secret. They don't want to be in public eye and things like that, because Scorpio is quite a deep sign, so it doesn't resonate with anything like that. And yeah, and early education. So there could be like some, obviously, because so the family life could have a few deep unknown things about it. Seventh house is also ruled by Mars, so they're attracted to somebody who is quite energetic, quite militant, if you like, something in the forces, in the army, police, something like that, really. And they want somebody who actually takes the initiative, is quite sporty, it's quite adventurous. That will be the type they will go for. And then the third house and the sixth house are ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter and Venus are not friendly planets to each other, so these houses can cause them some issues. But having said that, because obviously this is Jupiter we're speaking to, so even it's not as malefic as some other planets, but basically speaking, they could have some issues with their siblings, younger siblings, cousins, aunts, neighbours, colleagues. There could be issues there. They could also get themselves into trouble by communication. They might find it difficult to sort of do short distance travel, things like that, really. So that's the house of communication. So they could have issues because also their house, these houses, third house and sixth house. It could just be that the way they communicate can get them into trouble and make enemies for them. And then we have fourth and fifth house ruled by Saturn. Saturn is an amazing planet for Libra Ascendants. I mean, amazing, because although it's a malefic planet, but it can really, by just being, because obviously Capricorn is sign of discipline. And also Aquarius as well is quite a fixed sign, so it just means that by getting their head down and working hard, they really can gain from that. And they probably, because obviously these everything to do with Saturn is always better after your Saturn return, or when Saturn matures about 35, 36, they might actually find that they really blossom once they actually start doing things that Saturn likes, like service, etc. So they might find fourth house being Capricorn. So their mum could be quite disciplined lady. She might be like, she might have a really fantastic job, be quite sort of, she might be a little bit sort of cold and dry, if you like, because she's very much like about structure and giving it all, if you like. So she will be sort of mum who will make sure that the child has got a really good education. It's all about, it's very dutiful mum. She'll always be there for the kid to make sure all the necessary things like education, the arts, everything is there for them. But it just could be that it's just a little bit military style. It's a little bit cold. So if you do something really nicely, they might not actually say to you, "Oh, gorgeous, come here, you did very well, big hug," all that kind of stuff. But they will kind of, their appreciation for what you have achieved will be a little bit sort of like, toned down, if you like. But they will always be there for you. They're the mothers and the family that will always be behind you. And then we have the fifth house of children. Will also be like Aquarius. So it means that a Libra Ascendant will be completely dedicated to their children, to make sure that they receive everything that they need, because obviously it's ruled by Saturn as well. And they make sure that they are in big groups, they're learning all the sort of, their education will be quite broad. So they have a little bit of everything. They'll be in, networks where they actually they do like clubs, or, all these sort of little sort of like children's groups that they can gain from, if you like. So they are with other people, big groups of people. As we said, the sixth house, Pisces, is ruled by Jupiter as well, and it just means, actually, because it's a sign, it's quite a soft emotional sign, so it just means that they will have quite light sort of like, they won't have really aggressive enemies, and so they won't suffer on that part so much, really. But they will probably find it a little bit hard with daily routines, I would imagine, because sixth house is house of service, house of daily routines, exercise, things like that. I think they always probably mean to, okay, on Monday I'm going to start doing this, and yeah, I'm going to make sure that I get to work in time, 10 minutes before I start work. But they might struggle with that a little bit, because obviously Pisces is a very emotional sign. Some days feels good, some days doesn't feel so great. So it's just a little bit up and down, quite emotional. So don't be hard on yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. We spoke about seventh house, how it's ruled by Mars, the same as the second house of resources. So they might actually find that they will want to have a partner, or the partner might want to have you as their partner. So that you will actually be their income, so you provide resources for them, if you like. And there could also be arguments regarding money with these with Libra ascendants as well. And then ninth house and 12th house are owned by Mercury. Ninth house is Gemini, so it's also, ninth house has got a connotation about your father. So your father could be highly intelligent, very well connected, intellectual person, and he could just be like really good with his hands, quite a handy man. Yeah, jack of all trades, kind of, really friendly towards you as well. So your dad could be your friend as well. And also it rules the 12th house as well. So 12th house is house of faraway lands. So your father could also travel, but also your thinking and your imagination could really sort of blossom by you traveling abroad, and by you taking time out and going to sort of like isolation, meditate, yoga, all those kind of things can actually really be good for your creativity, good for your mind, all that kind of stuff. And also, you could have expenses regarding that as well. But then also, because 12th house is Virgo, so they'd be quite good at calculating, is this going to be, depending on Mercury, is this a good investment or not such a good investment? Then we have 10th house is Cancer. Anywhere in your chart that Cancer falls makes you happy. So their career makes them happy. Working through their karma makes them happy. And anything to do with Cancer means that you get fame, because it's ruled by Moon. So in their field, they will be really famous. They could be in travel, in hospitality, in leisure, all those kind of things that are to do with the moon. And obviously it depends where a moon ends up, so that will just give you another flavor about jobs, etc. But they will be quite famous. They will enjoy some worldly, or some form of fame in their field because of the moon. And also it's quite changeable as well, moon and Cancer. So because it's a water sign and moon naturally waxes and wanes, so they could actually change their jobs as well. And then 11th house is Leo. So it will mean that they get quite good gains through their job, because it's second house from your 10th house. Second house is resources of your the house before, so resources of the 10th house. So that could be quite good. So they could get good income, and also it's your bigger networks and bigger social groups that you're with. So they will have some really fantastic, famous following, if you like, and they will gain through them. So if they do like teacher, whatever they do, because obviously moon is also their teacher, they will gain through friends as well. Their friends will be part their students as well. So and it just means that, because Leo is that sign, isn't it? The lion walking in. As soon as they walk in, they have that presence amongst their friends. They're quite respected. So I think that's it. That's about the Libra Ascendant. It's quite a nice ascendant, really, because the only planet that gives them a hard time really is Jupiter. So they've got to watch how they communicate to the outside world and get their daily routines right, and actually being of service to other people, which is 6th house, Pisces. That will be good for them as well. House of service, pets, etc. So that's it. So I shall see you on the next video. Thank you so much for supporting me. I do really appreciate that. See you on the next video. Thank you so much.